Hello and welcome to Jean-Michel Basquiat inspired postcards. In the beginning of his career, Jean-Michel used to make and sell postcards in New York's art district, and that's actually how he networked and made friends. So today we're going to need some sort of cardstock. You can use index cards like this, or you can cut a 4 by 6 inch piece of cardboard out of something you find in your recycle bin. Of course, you're going to need something to draw with, and some sort of colors. I recommend all sorts because we're going to be using mixed media today. And of course, scissors, glue, and scrap papers or magazines you can cut up. I'm going to be using mostly markers and paint markers today, and I have a special tool called a blotter, but you can just use whatever you have handy. Go ahead and collect your materials, pause the video, come back when you're ready. Okay, I hope you have all your stuff. So go ahead and take a look at these symbols. These are ones that we're going to be using today. Pause your video if you need a longer look. Alright, so I'm going to get started with my blotter first. I want to fill up some of my page or my composition here with some splatters. He was known to use expressive splatters and messy lines in his work, Mr. Jean-Michel Basquiat. And that gave his work a lot of feeling. I want to use some of that in my work too. It's okay to be messy, especially when we're doing this kind of expressionism, expressing feelings. So first I'm going to draw a skull here. And of course, there's tons of different ways to draw a skull. You can follow along with mine if you want to, but you don't have to. Yours can look different. That's totally fine. That's one of the common threads throughout his work, though, are skulls, skeleton pieces, body pieces, because of that book he got from his mom when he was a kid and he was recovering in the hospital. He was looking at those anatomy drawings in Gray's Anatomy. It's a really interesting book. Alright, so I'm almost done with my skull here, and you see I used that one splatter for its eye. I thought that would be pretty cool. You don't have to do that, of course. I'm going to add a little bit more of skeleton pieces here, some ribs. Now, of course, in Jean-Michel Basquiat's style, it's not supposed to look super real. It's supposed to be kind of recognizable, but it's not meant to be super realistic. It's meant to give you the idea of the thing. So I think you can tell that's supposed to be a rib cage and little pieces of spine there. So what else? Yeah, crown. So he always kept his crowns pretty simple, just 3 points on top, like a zigzag line. There we go. This is a skeleton king. What is he the king of? I don't know. Alright, over here. I'm going to draw a different kind of skull. Still a human skull. These are pretty easy ones to draw. If you want to get more complicated than this, you can. Some of his works were very complicated and some of them were pretty simple. Sometimes he liked to include animals, so if you don't want to have a skull in yours, you could draw an animal instead. I'm going to be putting a dinosaur in mine next. Yeah, because he has a pretty famous dinosaur picture of a T-Rex. You can buy all sorts of stuff with his famous T-Rex drawing on it. T-shirts, handbags, posters, buttons, all sorts of things. My T-Rex is not going to look exactly like his. I'll try to get it somewhere in the neighborhood, though. I want to capture that same spirit. I'm going to come back and put some extra details on there with my black marker. And I'm keeping it pretty simple in terms of colors, but you can use as many colors as you want. I'm just keeping mine pretty simple with black and red, just so I don't get too carried away. And last, writing. Yeah, he used to use a lot of writing in his works of art. He was actually a poet, too. He would try to write funny things or things that would make you think. King of Saurus. King of Saurus. I. Yeah, he would write down his poetry on his work. Sometimes his work's really big, so you could fit a lot of words on there. But it's up to you. If you want to come up with something of yours, write it on there. I definitely recommend it. It will give that Jean-Michel Basquiat look. And then last, I decided to put a little bit of gold foil on there. I had leftover from some candy wrappers back from Christmas. Next, that'll get us into collage with the scissors and glue. So since I've already got out my scissors and glue, let's do a whole new postcard that uses the scissors, glue, and those scrap pieces. I tried to pick pieces that would make sense for this project. I had painted on some of these before and ended up not using them, but I liked this pattern, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. And if you look at the other picture that's under my hand there, you see it's got a picture of a mouth that is kind of a cutaway picture, so you can see inside the mouth too. And that looks a little bit like those anatomy drawings that Jean-Michel Basquiat was so influenced by. And for me personally, I never liked going to the dentist a whole lot as a kid, so I always had a little bit of anxiety around matters of the teeth. So for me, that's a powerful image. Maybe you'll find something in a magazine or newspaper that means something to you, and you can use that. When it comes to finding pictures that you can cut out and use, it's really, you're going to have to get lucky. But you also have to look for a while to find something that fits what you're looking for. So I found this piece. I feel like I cut it to the right size. Now I'm going to glue it down around the bottom of my picture. Let's see. Do I want it on the left side or the right side? I'm going to go... I'm smearing the glue out too. That helps it stick better. I like to keep it nice and thin. There we go. Spread it out. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that. What about this? Maybe up here. Oh yeah, kind of like a sun. Sun's rays coming in. Put that there. Make sure it sticks where I want it to. There we go. Press it on down. The other side of this paper has some flowers on it, or maybe herbs, plants of some sort. I don't know. I drew them a while back and didn't end up using them. Here we go. The teeth. You can't see them, but they're on my mind whenever I look at this. I'm going to go ahead and draw them in there. Submarine is the king. Submarine does not have to worry about teeth. There's my skull. Different style than my first one. That one's kind of torpedo shaped. So there we go. You should have ended up with at least 2 postcards using some of those symbols we talked about and mixed media. Well, I hope you had something you're proud of, and I can't wait to see what you made. Bye for now.